I'm sick of people saying, if you vote this way, you'll end up in bed with Nigel Farage or you'll wake up with Nigel Farage. You know, just tell every newspaper now, I've pictured every sexual possibility between me and Nigel Farage as a result of some headline. Or if you vote Green Party, you'll end up giving him a blowjob and a spoons. I'm never going to sleep with him, all right? Nigel, it's not going to happen, mate.
What do you make of UKIP?
I'm glad they're in the debate. I think it's like X Factor. It's always better at the beginning with all the nutters. I think you should earn your place in the final. It shouldn't be just you get to the final. It should be like X Factor. And I think we could have a real telly show on our hands.
There's Simon Cowell watching this, writing this down.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down, as a matter of fact. I think it's a very good idea. And then we can all vote, darling.
See how they go.
And make money in the process as well.
Just get some new players, new blood at the end. Someone you thought was never going to be a leader, and then everyone crying and clapping like, he's not a prick!
Miliband, darling.
Miliband? He's out.
He's about as popular as a sneeze at Heathrow, isn't he? He's got no chance. I think the big mistake that is potentially being made here by the people who want to leave Europe is a bit like, you know, when an EastEnders actor thinks, I'll leave EastEnders, I've got a great career out there, I'll be in films, I'll be fine. And they always come like, can I come back to the square? Can I come back to the square, please? I'll do anything. I'll do Dean Gaffney's old job, anything.
Seeing it through fresh eyes as a new resident of the UK, you know, Europe has sunshine, it has topless beaches, it has opera, it has a lot of things that this country needs. So I would say don't push them away.
OK, next time you mention topless beaches, don't then do that.
Don't do that.
Okay. I mean, let's talk about coalitions. I just don't understand why doesn't Labour and Conservative do a coalition? And they'd be in power, wouldn't they? It's so obvious. You know, and people say, oh, that will never happen. Well, we never thought McFly and Busted would get together. They were like arch enemies. But now they've got the whole area sewn up and everyone's happy. Who's not happy with McBusted?
You're absolutely right. I'm over the bloody moon.
That Godfrey Bloom, the guy who left UKIP, he said he left because...
He left last Monday?
Yeah, and he said because they're too politically correct.
This is Godfrey Bloom left the UKIP last week because he claimed they were too politically correct. He's also the guy that said too much foreign aid was being sent to Bongo Bongo Land.
Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah.
Oh. They must be, darling.
They must be.
Surely, with someone like Judy Murray on there.
Yes.
Oh, has she got over the spinal surgery? I saw her dancing last week, but... I mean...
Jimmy!
What happened to her?
Carr.
She just stood there while someone danced round her. You were surprisingly nice. You pulled your punches on that one.
Yeah.
Yes, rigor mortis is what I thought.
How did she not get voted off? I mean...
I have no clue. Well, thanks to the wonderful general public, darling, they've kept her in.
Who's your tip for this year? Who do you think's going to...
Well, there's some really good ones.
Well, there's some professional dancers on.
Well, yes, of sorts. But they haven't studied ballroom and Latin professionally.
No, and that's really that's the key dancing.
That is the key, because I think it's much harder to
I can't go on.
change.
Have you never studied... You were tap and ballet, weren't you?
Well, yeah, well, all of them, yeah.
Jazz tap ballet,
yeah, totally, yeah.
You're already better than Judy's.
Even without music, that's...
Judy Murray, I like what she did.
That was terrific.
That was adorable and affordable.
It was, yeah. It was fit for filth as well. I was watching it, like, this year. The bad ones are really bad, aren't they? It's
Scott
like...
Mills.
It's just, yeah, Scott... It was
Scott,
unbelievable.
Whoa. I won't have you slagging off Scott Mills again. You were mean to him last week and he was brilliant.
It wasn't his best moment.
I thought he looked really happy. That's why I feel sad for him. He looked like it was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened. It's really sad that he's so bad at it, because he looked like he was having a moment. He looked like he thought he was nailing it.
Why do they look so happy, though? No one's ever been that happy about anything. This maniacal...
In America, you've got Dancing with the Stars, haven't you? You've got
We
the
do
glamorous...
indeed.
Would you ever consider...
Previously, I never would have, but now I know that I could.
Yeah. The bar is pretty low, it turns out.
Quite low.
Yeah.
One of the couples this week said, oh, we're gonna really go out there and take some risks. And then they just did a dance. If you're gonna take risks, do it on the M62 or something.
No. The public are pretty amazing, actually, for choosing people to go through like they have in the past. You know, with John Sargent, they always choose the right people again.
You can't just blame the public, though. You picked Donny Osmond. Whose idea was that to have him
I
on?
did not, actually. We never got a word in edgeways, darling, with Donny on the panel.
Grabbed that guy and he said, "You gotta just dance for your family." But if I ever have to dance for my family, they're all dead.
Oh, it saddens me.
He just kept going, "I love your energy. I love your energy. I want it for myself." So annoying. Why are Americans so obsessed with other people's energy? It's already cost us 2 Gulf Wars. It's ridiculous.
Simon Webb has been accused of being too raunchy this year. Do you think he's been too raunchy?
No, I don't think he's raunchy enough, to be honest. He hardly used his hips at all.
Sorry, I'm talking about the dancing.
I'm
not a big U2 fan, you're not?
I refuse to listen to it because it's too sinister. It's too sinister just giving someone an album. I think if I listen to it, there'll be some sort of agenda. If I woke up and there was a bag of cheese and onion crisps on my pillow and I just saw Gary Lineker creeping out of my bedroom, I wouldn't be eating them.
People have been so angry. It's like they're like, "He's trying to burgle my ears." We used to just listen to the radio and you'd listen to whatever song was on and a DJ would be talking over it. You know, I say DJ, paedophile. It's just a gift.
I mean, I hopped on the bandwagon. I was making fun of him when I found it just on my phone one day. But then I listened to it, and then I was very angry.
Well, it's been reported that U2 have made $100 million from Apple. That's what the deal was.
But it's backfired, hasn't it? I think rather than an apology, all I want from Bono, or Bono as I like to call him, all I want from Bono is to take his sunglasses off and show us your conceited, greedy, piggy little eyes. The NHS strike nurses.
Yeah, and midwives for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Going on strike. It's the biggest strike in 32 years, I believe.
Yes, yeah. And they're going to replace them with this thing where they're going to get the army involved. I really like the idea that they're going to get the army and that some woman's going to be delivering a baby and there'll be a sergeant major at the end of it. The bed just shouting, "Push!"
So what do you think of the strike, Craig?
I think it's a good thing, to be honest, because I think they actually deserve a pay rise. I mean,
They're only asking for 1% as well. Yeah. They're not asking for the moon on a stick.
But 1%, like, the average midwife's on about 25 grand, so 1% is like £250 over a year. Over a month, that's like £20. Weekly, that's like about £4 after tax. That's like a pint of beer. And it's like, they're like superheroes. It's like Batman saved your life, the life of your unborn child, and you're like, "What can I do for you, Batman?" He went, "Just get me a pint." He went, "Bit greedy."
well, the amount of times they changed my bedpan, darling, when I was having my hip operation, you know, I would pay them the 250 quid myself.
You had a hip hop.
I did, darling.
You just got one new one.
Yes, just one.
Do you find you're going around in circles? What is it?
You're the first person I've ever seen brag about how many times they went to the toilet while they were in hospital. I mean, the amount of times they changed my bedpan.
I bloody nailed it.
Yeah, I gave that bedpan a bit of a punishment.
I think they should say, instead of the strike, because they can't really strike, because they sort of go, "We're going on strike," but, you know, and if something really bad happens, we'll come back. Don't worry, we're not monsters. And that sort of puts them in a really bad position. So I think they should be like, "Just not going to wash our hands." So, I'm not going to tell you what day we're doing it, but there's no wash hand day. They should do like stuff like that, or like, "We're just going to kiss it better today."
Good luck with that.